Morning. Weather's taken a turn for the shit. It just got a bit cold and windy. Didn't expect that. Let's talk about feedback, both negative and positive. Someone made a comment on Reddit that basically said, how come Pyrian only comments on negative things? And essentially was saying that I tend to focus more on negative feedback and that I bring a negative energy of being kind of, I guess, combative when it comes to Twitch, YouTube. I'm not a particularly, I don't seem like I'm enjoying myself a lot of the time, I suppose is what it is. And I think, first of all, I don't know many content creators or streamers or YouTubers or anybody that for whom the one comment out of 100 that is negative, that isn't what jumps out at you. It always is. Because for one thing, when people praise you online, it tends to be almost, it's not their fault, but there are much more interesting ways to criticize than there are to praise. Generally, when you're praising people, great work, dude, love your stuff, thank you so much, really enjoyed this content, this is great, keep it up. It's like very copy paste, because you can't really throw much emotion behind it. You're just like, this was great, thank you. It's just a nice little way to show your appreciation. If you hate something, now your creative juices start stirring, and you think, ooh, what did I hate about this? And you really want to put it into words, and other people will be like, yeah, he's fucking bold twat, hate him. You know, it's much easier for people to get creative with hate, which is human nature. So that stuff tends to jump out at you in the same way that, you know, if you open a barrel of apples, you're going to spot the rotten apple because it's a big, mouldering, festering apple. You're going to spot it. You're like, oh, you had to pick the rotten apple out, didn't you? It's like, well, yeah, it's super obvious. All the other apples are just apples. They're just lovely, they're like this, lovely little apples. If this was like, you know, withered and black apple that was just rotten to the core, you'd be like, oh, I see you got one rotten apple. Oh, you would notice that, wouldn't you? You're such a negative person. Why didn't you notice the 49 perfectly good apples? It's just human nature. Who notices praise? Who notices that? Why would you notice that over the person calling you all the names under the sun? And what's more fun to engage with? The person who's said a really nice thing, or the person who's called you out? Much more fun to have a go with that person. Oh man. It's going to be cold on the set of the late game. It's outdoors with just like a beer garden. It's going to be cold. Because it was meant to be set up, obviously, you know. We're going to have fans and things like that. But I've seen it, it's going to look really nice. But my God, it's going to be cold. You need to get a coat. We've got some nice content coming up. That we've done some content ahead of time, and we've got some good stuff that we're gonna film. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be good. And we've settled into a rhythm. I've got an HDMI cable, which is a must. Here is a travel must if you go into an esports event. HDMI cable, number one, because you've got to link your PC or your laptop to the TV, so you can lie on bed, watch games on telly. You've got to be able to lie on bed, watch games on telly. So I always do that. HDMI, bosh, I can stick Netflix on the TV, I know the camera's doing that pulsing shit again. It's like the telltale heart, it's just like keep wibbling, but I can't help it. Just listen to the audio, you don't need to see my fucking mug anyway. So HDMI lead, number one. Number two, and this is probably should have been number one, thinking retrospectively now, a little Ethernet cable, just a little bit of Ethernet cable, right? It could be like 5 meters. You don't need to bring a 100-meter cable with you. 5 meters, 2 meters, you could do with 2, but I like to bring 5 just to be on the safe side. But 2 will do. There is almost always, hidden somewhere in a hotel room, a perfectly viable Ethernet port that you can plug into. You won't be on a shitty hotel Wi-Fi. You'll be on a hard line. It makes sense. Number of events I've been to where without that cable, I would be on like the worst internet imaginable. Now, I mean, you know, the internet I've got, it's decent because of the cable. We've got to have the cable. Cinderin bought a complete PC setup minus the case. He basically has a monitor, his keyboard, he has a webcam, and I guess he's running off his laptop. I don't think he brought a complete PC. Lad's a monster, absolute monster lad. I just brought the laptop, which is why I haven't been streaming. Also, we've been watching games and stuff like that, and I could stream probably with the internet here, but I don't know if my laptop can handle OBS, Dota, you know, at the same time. And honestly, we're going to be pretty busy the next week or week and a half. So I thought, nah, only a few days. Oh man, it's currently 8:51. Should think the games will start at 10, hopefully. They a little bit late yesterday, but day one, that always happens. Every single event I've ever been to. People seem to forget. TI8, day one, the audio problems were unbelievable. A cable melted, and you could hear the sound of the cable melting in the audio on the stream. Like you could hear the final scream of the cable melting into oblivion. Yeah, it happens every year. There's always a delay or a hold up because it's something you didn't anticipate goes wrong. Always happens, and every LAN event I've been to, it seems to happen. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. Can we talk about fuckboys? Conversation with someone yesterday about online dating, something that I've never been privy to. It's a whole new world. If you listen to the Triforce podcast that I'm fortunate enough to be on with Sips and Lewis, we've spoken about online dating there at length. Sips and I have both never been a part of that world, and in all likelihood never will. But Lewis has, and some of the guys and gals here have. So it's always interesting to me as an outsider, peering over the wall of oddness that is online dating. Oh, what is a fuckboy? You know, so a fuckboy specifically is a guy who wants all the benefits of having a girlfriend, being able to call her up. Hey, what you doing? Not much. What do you do? I'm just hanging out. I'm gonna come over. Yeah, all right. And if she says no, he's like, click. Doot, 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 doot. Different girl. Hey, what you doing? You know, making out like they have something going when really he's just got a little black book of girls that he's looking to get with. Now, if you're clear about this up front, it's a very modern thing, the idea that you're going to be seeing someone and having sex with them, but we're going to arrange at the start that this isn't exclusive and we're just doing this just to have sex with each other, but we're still going to be seeing other people. Oh yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah, cool. Okay, handshake agreement on that, and off we go. I'm not sure I could do that. I mean, I'd be like, well, but I really like you. I'm like, tough shit. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a waste of time. That's how it would feel to me. Because if this goes on for months and months, and I really start to think, wow, this person is actually as awesome as I suspected they were. I'd like this to continue. If you how do you broach that subject where you're something like, hey, do you know the way we've been fucking other people for 6 months? Well, I think you're probably my favorite of that group, that elite group. And so I'd like us to stop doing all the fucking with other people and it can just be you and me. If they go, no, you're like, well, great, that's my heart broken. So people that make out like this is just the way it is these days, period, it's great. I don't think it is great. I don't think it's positive for either person. It seems pretty gross. I mean, when I met Mrs. F, when I met her, the night I met her, I thought, wow, this girl is awesome and special, and I really felt part of my brain was like, you must maintain this relationship. And I was like, yeah, at all costs. And I was like, damn, she could be the one, you know? Part of my brain knew that. And it seems like, oh, everybody says that with hindsight. But I had girlfriends before, and when I met her, I was like, pow. I just figure if you constantly go in looking to set up some other arrangement, like just tranches of girls, you know, that you've categorized. This is a Thursday night girl, and then there's Wednesday, that's weekend girl, you know. Kind of dehumanizing. I guess you're never really getting to know any people. You just constantly, I mean, I get it. People love to fuck. I love to have sex. It's awesome. And if I just had a Rolodex of women that I could have sex with, and they would all be like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I don't want anything from this relationship other than that. And maybe go out for dinner occasionally. You know, I get it. It's an attractive idea. But I don't think in reality it could possibly be good for your mental health. And everybody that I know that's online dating just says it's fucking horrible. And this is a big part of it, is the whole fuckboy situation. So, you know, it's bullshit. Don't fucking buy into that. I reckon it's a load of old wank. So, the fuckboy may even pretend that he's your boyfriend, when in fact, he's pretending the same thing with multiple women. Uncool. If you're gonna be a dick, you've got to be honest about being a dick. You can't be a secret dickhead. As much people find out, it's even worse. If you can't show respect for other people, how can you honestly have any respect for yourself? I don't know if that's true. Maybe if you're an asshole, not respecting other people makes you respect yourself even more. Just all seems so needlessly complicated. And I think all the extra rules and all the extra layers and all the extra, oh, this is just my relationship. I think the problem is, if that's so cool, why is it such a minefield and everybody hates it so much? Why are there so many complaints? Why do people talk about the murky world of online dating and how dreadful it is and everything? I'm just like, you know, I know this is popular and you're all doing it. You do get to meet more people. But here's my thing. People are awful. Meeting new ones is one of the worst experiences you can possibly have. The chances that you're gonna get along with them are very slim. Chances that they're even worth meeting in the first place, almost zero. Be honest. If you're walking down the street, how many times do you think, man, I wish I could stop and talk to all of these people? Meeting new people is the best. It's not. It's the worst. I hate meeting new people unless I've already been told this person's cool. That's cool. I'll happily meet new people. But if you're just randomly fucking throwing yourself out there, I'd like to meet new people and perhaps be extremely intimate with them. As intimate as it's possible to be. Is that really a good thing? I don't think so. We're talking about the internet, for cripe's sake. What are the chances you're going to meet a good person on there? It's the internet. It's literally the worst invention of all time. Anyway, have a great day and I'll see you tomorrow.